za zared, kući vučem se umorna I dokopam po tašni da pronađem ključ, već na ivici neba.
Hello, welcome along. I'm Paddy O'Connell. I've driven from London to one spot that allows us to talk about 43 countries of the world, 1 square mile of the weird and wonderful world that is Eurovision.
Istog trena vredim kao 1000 žena, jer njemu sam lepa I ja kako stena. I kad me grli znam da sve je u redu.
Countries here are competing in song. The winner is chosen by jury and public voting. Thanks to this festival, the world discovered ABBA, Riverdance, Celine Dion and more. It's held here in Germany after victory for the country last year. Here's the stadium and the hosts.
Vainqueur de la soirée.
So here they are gathering from all over Europe. This stadium has a capacity of 35,000 if they fill it. But the statistics tell you a lot about this continent because it's been going for more than 50 years, but growing all that time. There's 43 countries taking part now. It completely dwarfs the poor little European Union with its 27 members. 43 here, including Israel, which traditionally isn't even in Europe, but it's because of the rules of the contest has been competing here for years.
My mind somewhere.
One more day, again. I'm on fire. I'm confirmation desire. I'm bound to pay for midnight. One freedom racing the sand. One more forbidden sensation. One more emotion.
Critics say it churns out cheesy music and embarrassing TV, and that voting is influenced by politics.
Everything is fine. The professional jurists all over Europe have now delivered their votes.
But fans say it's a rare moment for Europeans to stop fretting about everything and relax.
It's up to now, it's incredible. It's fun.
We're from Russia, St. Petersburg. From Germany, from Oberhausen. It's a great show. It gives opportunity for many people.
Wait, I'm told to look beneath the smiles at some famous politics of the past. Paul Jordan even wrote a university thesis on the contest. He says things are much better than they used to be.
In 2005, Lebanon tried to enter Eurovision. They were accepted until it emerged that they were planning to black out the Israeli entry, or blank it out from the broadcast. It's against the rules. They were then forced to withdraw. Similarly, Georgia in 2009 had an entry called We Don't Want to Putin, which was deemed to be a political swipe against Vladimir Putin, Russian Prime Minister, and they were asked to submit another song. They refused to do so. They were then thrown out again. Similarly, Greece 1976, they had an entry which was about the Turkish invasion of Cyprus. So there's elements of politics more or less every year in Eurovision. Estonia won in 2001. Estonia were an EU frontrunner from 1997. They were the first country from the former Soviet Union to be accepted into EU accession talks. They were the first country to win Eurovision. Latvia followed the following year, but Estonia saw themselves as ahead of the game. And the way in which Eurovision was used, it was used as a platform really for promoting a Nordic image of Estonia, which is what the politicians in the 1990s tried to do, as well as actually distancing the country from the Soviet past. And Eurovision is a very powerful reflection of that political rhetoric.
Small strains lie beneath the surface. Here I am, queuing to get into a party where many different countries will be attending to drum up support. But some people in the line seem to be more equal than others. It's getting a little bit tense. There's a little man going down on the right. So there's a definite queue barge going on now. So we've been here now for about 20 minutes and there's a little slipstream of queue jumpers going down there and delegation artists arriving here and they're going straight in. So the question is, will we get in on the Gästeliste or not? But here we have another queue, a third queue. So you've got the bus queue, you've got the queue queue, and then you've got the slipstream queue over there with the big man wafting unknowns through. Anyone could be in that line. You've got the right look. Personally, I don't really want to get in. I particularly like the crush. People are from all over the world. Hello, can I interrupt? Entschuldigen Sie bitte. Where are you from?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
Ah, do you agree that it's a sort of Eurovision is its own country, it's its own planet?
Yes, of course. But it's a wonderful planet.
It's a wonderful planet.
Yes, because I think it's the biggest peace
zone
event.
Yes.
Yes.
So what did you think of Lena's victory for Germany?
Last year, for Germany it was very, very good. Because now the Germans believed that they will be loved. Because before we thought nobody loves us, and so this was very good.
I love everything about you. I couldn't do without you. Whenever you're near me on my face or on the bright side.
Next day, I'm on this beautiful boat to meet 5 countries at once. They are France, Italy,
over lands where your eyes can find the end of the mountains down.
Germany, and the UK.
Guten Morgen.
Unlike the rest of the 43 competing countries, they go straight into the final for historical and financial reasons. All the others must fight for a place unless they won the year before. I met the German girl whose victory brought the contest here. Lena loves it all so much, she's competing again. Hello, Lena. Thank you.
Hi.
I'm Patrick. People are watching us around the world. Can you explain this contest to them? There's a financial crisis in Europe, and here we all are having a party on the river.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the Eurovision. The Eurovision is just one big party, and it's the time of the year where everyone just can be happy and not think about the bad things that are happening.
Until the German victory last year, the Big Five hadn't won for years. This may explain why there's been grumbling about the voting system in their countries. The UK entrants, Blue, are the biggest established act to come from the UK to the contest in years.
I think it was always inevitable, you know, people, especially in the UK, don't necessarily... Everybody loves the contest, and I think the best analogy was Germany. I was speaking to Lena, who won it last year for Germany.
You name dropper, you, Duncan.
Well, she was telling me that it was the same thing in Germany. Nobody really liked it, nobody really supported it, and then Germany won last year, and all of a sudden it's now the biggest thing in the country, and everyone's pro-Eurovision. So I guess maybe that was the BBC's thinking of getting an established band that was known in Europe to kind of get behind it. And one thing's for sure, there's been enough coverage about it.
Simon, you've scarcely been off the television, and it's rather an established band. You're number one band, and you know, to come here, what's it like? Did you know it was this big?
Obviously, when the subject came up, I was kind of a bit sceptical about it. But once we did our research and looked into it, it was inevitable that you do something where you're seen by 125 million people right across Europe. You know, it's good for business and to represent our country as well. I mean, I never got to do it as a sportsman. You know, and doing
Not yet, Simon.
Not yet. Oh well, I don't know. You know,
there's always time.
GP, MotoGP coming soon. But you know, this for me, after being here all week and just being in Eurovision bubble, it's just a fantastic competition. There are no bad vibes here. It's all about music and unity and the rest of it. And you know, it's all about one love.
Dire sì, dire mai, non è facile, sai. And all the world around you seems to slip and disappear. Io non so più chi sei, non mi importa che...
It's not enough to sing, you have to lobby and raise your profile. I saw Blue in action on dry land.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is a classic little bit of Eurovision publicity. Duncan is from Blue, the best British entry in years. Now, in the crowd is the man who wrote the book about Eurovision in the suit.
Hello.
Hello, Paddy.
Hello, Paddy. Lovely to see you.
Now, John wrote the book about Eurovision, the official history. What is the... Oh, there goes the lady.
Should we do that again?
No, we'll do... No. What is Britain's problem with Eurovision?
I think for the last 10 years or so, or maybe even longer, they just haven't taken very seriously. They've sent artists that nobody in the UK has heard of, let alone elsewhere in the world. And I think there's a bigger expectation about the UK. The other countries expect them to do something good.
Yes.
They expect them to do something impressive, and they haven't been doing that.
Does that tell us quite a lot about the UK? Because this event, although it's about music, does seem to display national characteristics.
It does, and I think the UK has always had an ambiguous relationship with the rest of Europe, to say the least. And I think
that is the least he can say
well,
on this programme.
That's a polite answer. So yes, I think that plays into part of it.
And what about the rest of it? I mean, look, if we take Belarus, a country which is ruled by a man who crushes all political dissent, they're sending a song called I Love Belarus. Does that tell us much about Belarusia?
Well, it does. I mean, they're very patriotic. It's a fiercely patriotic song, and it's very anti-Russia as well. It's anti the former motherland.
The definition of Europe is very wide in this contest, to suck in Israel, for instance.
Yes, I mean, Eurovision is the name of the network, and the network actually encompasses all of North Africa and all of the Middle East. Israel's the only one who actually takes part, and it's because Israel take part that the others won't.
Was it 55 years of this?
I think 55 or 56, yes. I think it's
Even
unstoppable.
you're exhausted.
I am. I'm totally worn out by it all. It just gets bigger every year. There's more and more countries. There's 43 countries taking part this year, and I think something like 60 watching it. So why will it end? The Italians have a very snooty approach to Eurovision. I think they felt they should have won it every year for 20 years, and when they didn't, they just went off in a huff. But they are actually back this year.
And what about that then? Does it tell us that there's this division between the big Western Eurovision countries and all the others?
In recent years, yes, I think there have been. I think that certainly the Eastern Bloc countries who take this very, very seriously. It's very important to them to win. It's very important to them to take part and show their strength on the world stage, if you like. The big five countries, what do they really get out of Eurovision? I mean, they get a huge TV audience, but for any artist taking part from them, it's not really that big a deal.
The finances of Europe have made it onto the stage. Take a look at this, the Portuguese entry. Back home, it was seen as a sort of protest song, a statement on people power in the face of giant corporations and their role in the financial crisis. But it failed to impress, and it didn't go through from the semi-final. Then there's Ireland and Greece, who are taking a financial bailout, but are still here singing their hearts out. What does it say about modern Europe that there are financial crises in Portugal, Ireland and Greece, and here we are at a musical jamboree?
Yeah, but the musical jamboree has reflected those political crises. Again, Portugal's entry this year is a protest song. Greece have had a very, very quiet year in terms of publicity, and and Ireland as well. They've had Jedward who generate their own publicity.
We are ready to be the new superheroes. We're ready to take Gotham City. It's Batman, like Spider-Man.
Europe needs two new superheroes. We got Batman, we got Superman. They're old. You need Jedward.
We have Iron Man. Now we have Jedward.
So actually the economic crisis has actually been reflected within Eurovision itself.
Yeah, and it's all in the name of entertainment, but it does seem to have politics underneath it.
Absolutely, and that's something the European Broadcasting Union, who arranged this event, they try and shy away from. They try and say that it's not a political event. And yes, it shouldn't be, but countries use it as a political event.
When you're chewing your last gristle, don't grumble, have a whistle. This'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life.
You've got to wonder in a way what that man, who looks like he's an extra from AC/DC, thinks as he looks down on this Euro pop boat. And the same might be true of you or me in a way, with so much in the world to be concerned about. How can the continent of Europe coalesce around a song? And that perhaps is the fascination of it all. More than 50 years after it started, people still do this. And efforts to launch it elsewhere in the world don't really seem to have worked that well. I wonder why that may be. So, from 1 square mile Eurovision, whatever it means, thank you for watching us, and goodbye.